Back at the Lakeland Center, we are just moments away from the tip-off to the Class 2A championship game between Tampa Prep and Port St. Joe. These two teams have met 3 straight years. Last year in the semifinals, 2 years ago in the finals. Here's the starting lineup for Tampa Prep. Alio Frazier, we'll have to watch him. He turned an ankle in the semifinals, 48 hours worth of treatment. He should be ready for the championship. Andrew Cowie, the other guard. Casey Sanders, the big man in the middle. Craig McLean, Winston Davis, the 2 forwards. Sanders, by the way, suffering from the flu bug today. Port St. Joe starts Mosi Quinn and Travis Jenkins at the guards. Tremaine Lewis is the center. James Daniels looking for his 4th state title along with Kedrick Larry, the forwards for Port St. Joe, coming in ranked number 1. Coach Vern Epinette, in his 9th year with the program, he has won 4 state titles. 4 the last 5 years. Port St. Joe has come home with a class championship. You see his overall record. That includes 3 straight championships. On the other side, Tampa Prep's Joe Fenlon has run into Port St. Joe before. Joe's in his 16th year with the program, looking for Tampa Prep's 1st state title. They have been to 3 straight Final Fours. Every year they run into Port St. Joe. And we saw a look at the Port St. Joe bench, and we understand now what your socks were about in the pregame.
I love it. Stylish. It's Dr. Seuss meets the Harlem Globetrotters. But this team is so quick. If they don't blind you with their speed, they distract you with their socks.
Those socks were found in a closet by Vern Epinette 6 years ago. They were socks worn by the 1972 championship team. Ever since then, whenever there's been a big game, whether it was a district final, the Governor's Cup, or a state final, he brings out the socks. Or a state semifinal like he had 2 nights ago. We're underway. Casey Sanders wins the tap for Tampa Prep, and the 2A championship from the Lakeland Center is in its opening moments. Winston Davis swings it right side to Cowie. Craig McLean. Alio, this is Cowie, down low for Sanders. Sanders gets double and triple teamed, and that's what Port St. Joe is going to show all day long.
They will swarm when the ball goes inside to Casey Sanders. They are so quick, they will attack you full court, and if you get the ball near the basket, expect to see a lot of active hands swiping at the ball.
Daniels gets it to the foul line for a jump shot by Lewis, no good. Sanders battles for the loose ball, and he touched it. But before it went out of bounds, it was touched by Kedrick Larry, the other number 22 on the court.
And here's the first look at this full court pressure. They forced 2 5-second violations in their semifinal win. Let's see if they can get the ball over half court and get organized offensively against this chaotic but organized pressure.
To the basket is McLean. His shot no good. Rebound loose. Last touch by Port St. Joe. Port St. Joe took out a very good Westminster Academy team, the number 2 ranked team in Class 2A in the semifinals. Vern Epinette's team looking for state crown number 4 in a row. Tampa Prep defeated Father Lopez in their semifinal matchup. Here's an open look for Cowie. He was big in that semifinal win. He starts the game with a 3, first points in the 2A title game.
Showed some range on that one. Showed some mid-range jumpers pulling up in the semifinal win.
Looking for an answer, but not getting it was Mosi Quinn. Ball knocked out of bounds off of Port St. Joe, looking for that offensive rebound. So Tampa Prep takes over with an early 3-0 lead. Tampa Prep just about 45 minutes to an hour away. Port St. Joe 6 hours away. But equal representation from the fans on both sides. Alio Frazier has the ball stolen nicely. Ahead of the floor quickly is Jenkins. He goes up, and a foul is called. It's going the other way.
Travis Jenkins driving hard using his left hand, but pushed off with that right arm. We'll see it on the replay. Watch his right arm there. Pushes off a little bit. Did not have a clear path and bowled his way there and was called for the offensive foul after a nice steal.
Winston Davis playing in his final game. This is a senior-dominated Tampa Prep squad. 10 of their 15 players on the roster are seniors. Here's Frazier. We'll see if he favors that ankle at all. Lob inside for Sanders and a foul underneath. They're going to say Casey pushed off, receiving the pass.
Sandwich front and back, the high lob pass, attempt to get it into Casey Sanders. Good idea. Didn't really see him push off very strong. Looked like he was going after the ball with both hands, but the official felt he nudged the defender in front of him to create some room to receive the pass.
Call made by Gregory Presley, Carlos Fenn, and Joe Wild, the other officials. They're out of Fort Pierce following this 2A championship. Here's a three-point attempt. They're going to say it's a 2 on the line, but still a 2 for Kedrick Larry. 3-2, Tampa Prep.
Port St. Joe has 5 players that shoot threes and make threes, averaging almost 1 a game each of those 5.
Sanders can't get the short jumper to fall. Back comes Port St. Joe. Traveling is called against Mosi Quinn. Very intriguing matchup. We all know about Casey Sanders, and if you don't know about him, he's 6'11", heading to Duke next year. And any kid that's going to Duke, you know, is an outstanding player. Port St. Joe just keeps running guys in and out. Very similar style players.
They have a lot of depth, a lot of balance. As I said, 5 guys will launch threes. They're pressuring all the time, scrapping on defense, and they're a heck of a squad.
Shot no good. Altered from Winston Davis. Back the other way quickly. Jenkins finds Daniels, but he can't hold on. Checking in for the Tiger Sharks, number 13, Rod Chambers. Chambers played a big role last year against Tampa Prep.
One of 2 Chambers we'll see out there today, Rod being one, Seneca Chambers, his cousin, being the other.
Rod had 17 points in their semifinal victory against Tampa Prep 1 year ago. Port St. Joe on defense. Really collapsing nicely on Casey Sanders. You can expect that all game long. Here's McClain. He may have to create something offensively today for the Terrapins to win. Davis, good look to Sanders, and Sanders gets fouled on his way up.
Todd, what we're seeing is Port St. Joe very concerned about defending Casey Sanders. Here we'll see penetration and a little dish off and the reach-in foul right there. But as a result of being so aware of helping out on Casey Sanders, they're not able to put quite as much pressure as we saw out on the perimeter by their guard. So they have to worry about the inside man, and if they put so much pressure on the perimeter, they don't have the ability to help out quite as quickly. So it's an interesting strategy right now.
Winston Davis hits a big 3. Tampa Prep leads 6-2. Now a 3 the other way, around and out. Rebound McClain for Tampa Prep. He gets it off to Cowie. Here come the Terrapins. Into the game for Tampa Prep is Alex Lockhart, replacing Alio Frazier. Maybe that ankle is still bothering the young freshman who takes a seat on the bench. Lockhart tries. This is off for McClain, driving baseline, can't get it to fall. Rebound to Port St. Joe. Coming out of there is Kedrick Larry ahead to Travis Jenkins. Jenkins will dial up a 3, no good, and Casey Sanders goes above Kyron Bailey. 7-inch differential, and Bailey's the tallest guy for Port St. Joe.
Tampa Prep doing an outstanding job controlling the game right now, being poised with the ball on the offensive end, scrambling to get back on defense to avoid giving up any fast break buckets.
Andrew Cowie was fouled on his way up. He'll go to the free throw line for 2. Foul called on Travis Jenkins. That's his second early on for the 6'3 junior. As opposed to Tampa Prep, Port St. Joe not a senior-dominated team. Rod Chambers and James Daniels are seniors, but the other 4 starters with Daniels, juniors or sophomores. Cowie makes the free throw. Andrew had 14 in that semifinal win against Father Lopez. Average only 5-4 a game, but he's come up big in the playoffs.
He really has. He's playing with confidence, did a great job, as we mentioned earlier, in the semis, and shows like he's very confident against these quick players today, able to create his own shot, and he has the range, too, to be able to shoot over from Freeland.
Cowie makes both. Tampa Prep with the early 8-2 lead. Timeout on the floor. 3:51 to go in the first. Back with more of the 2A championship after this. Tampa Prep with the early 8-2 lead here in the first quarter. The broadcast rights to tonight's telecast have been granted to Sports Channel by the Florida High School Activities Association solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any reproduction, transmission, or other use of this program without the express written consent of Sports Channel Florida is prohibited. Right, you can join us for the 2A championship game. Todd Callis with Brad Greenberg. Game 4 of 6 in our docket on the 98-99 championship schedule. Port St. Joe looking for 4 state crowns in a row. Down early on. They only have 2 points in the first 4.5 minutes. Here's a three-point attempt by Mosi Quinn. No good. And Port St. Joe is ice cold early on.
Yeah, they're struggling. They're launching those threes, which is their game. But when you don't make them, it's tough to get second shots. Especially when you've got a guy like Casey Sanders with so much rebounding range. He's a big guy. You're going to have longer rebounds when you shoot a lot of threes, but Casey is big, wide, as far as his wingspan, able to get rebounds that bounce far away from the basket than normal people.
Clay Smallwood triggers the inbounds. Also in for Port St. Joe is Dexter Gant, 6-foot junior, number 23. Gant's the only player on the Port St. Joe roster that doesn't already have a state championship. Gant joining the varsity this year. Everyone else on the team was part of the championship squad last year. James Daniels with 3 championships. Rod Chambers has a couple.
Clay Smallwood going to the line. Did a nice job just there. A little pump fake to try to get his defender into the air. Was then able to jump into him just enough to draw the contact. Did a good job drawing the foul. It's a savvy move for a high school player.
Smallwood misses the free throw. Foul called against Craig McLean, his first. Clay makes the second. It's 8-3, Tampa Prep. Port St. Joe is showing a little bit of pressure, broken pretty easily by the Terrapins. McLean gets it to Coward. Winston Davis sometimes gets overshadowed by all the attention from Casey Sanders, but Davis is a fine player in his own right. He misses that short jumper, and back comes Port St. Joe.
Yeah, Davis is a good player, very quick defensively. When they go with their half-court trap, if you see it during the course of this game, Davis oftentimes plays at the point, and he's very, very difficult to pass around.
Smallwood swings it left side, looking for the range. It's Quinn. He can't find it yet. He's missed a handful of three-pointers from the outside, and now a traveling called against Rod Chambers.
Port St. Joe looking for three-pointers. They're setting some screens along the baseline, trying to get people open out around the arc, but they haven't been able to knock them down. We saw one of those long rebounds give them a second opportunity, but Chambers walked, trying to create a little move off the dribble.
Byron Bailey takes a seat on the bench. Jermaine Lewis comes back in, and Casey Sanders gets the big stuff and a foul.
Terrific play by Casey Sanders right there. Gathered himself just enough to make sure he could go up strong. Used 2 hands. Kept both hands on the ball as we see the replay. Nice pass by Cowie. Good catch in some traffic. And notice he keeps both hands on so he can go up strong. That's a great fundamental move. Smart play by Casey Sanders. And smart dish by Cowie.
Jermaine Lewis picking up the foul. The sophomore's first. Lewis and Tyron Baylor, the 2 sophomore postmen for Port St. Joe, will need to step up big for the Tiger Sharks today against Casey Sanders. Casey converts the free throw and makes the 3-point play. Tampa Prep to an 8-point lead, biggest of the game. Rod Chambers swings it through Dexter Gant to the right side. Dexter Larry, now they get it back to a wide open Chambers. He gets a 3. So Rod Chambers gets Port St. Joe's first 3 of the game. It's 11-6.
Chambers had 17 points in last year's semifinal matchup, made 3 3-pointers. That's his first today.
Davis thought about a 3, and then in driving, gets called for traveling. Alio Frazier, the freshman, will check back in for Tampa Prep. James Daniels for Port St. Joe, also coming back in. There's number 20. Leads the team in scoring, leads the team in assists, second in rebounding. Daniel's a quiet leader, very hard worker. Not a lot of kids at any level around the country can say that they've had a chance to win 4 state championships.
Now, it's an amazing thing to think of this fella playing right now for a chance to do that. Some guys would love to just have a chance to play in a state tournament, let alone win one. And now this guy's got a shot at winning 4.
Ball tipped around. There is the guy we're talking about, Daniels, with the loose ball. Good spin move, but Sanders is there for the big block. Coming down with it for Fort St. Joe nicely, though, is Quinn. He gets it left side for Daniels. Good drive along the baseline.
Nice try by Daniels. With that spin dribble of his, he can get free, but you don't see where the defense is when you turn your back. And if you don't know where Casey Sanders is, watch out.
11-8 the score. 1:09 to go in the first quarter. From the Lakeland Center, glad you could join us on Sports Channel Florida, the home for all of your FHSAA championship. Tampa Prep breaks the pressure. Fort St. Joe fans say Winston Davis traveled, no call. Tough pass to handle, and now loose on the floor. And we have a tie-up and a jump ball. Chris Shuck was down on the floor for Tampa Prep. 6'1" senior just checking into the game recently. Fort St. Joe on the alternate possession will take possession.
Tampa Prep does not want to put the ball in the corner too often. They don't want to have the ball too close to the sidelines. When you have the ball in the corner or too close to sideline, it's like you're having an extra defender. Makes it much easier for Fort St. Joe to trap and create turnovers.
Daniels directing traffic from the wing. Gets it outside to Rod Chambers. These are the 2 seniors, 20 and 13 for Fort St. Joe. Now they hit Quinn. He's been open a few times. Shot might have been altered by Davis, and now Davis gets the clean block. Back the other way come the Terrapins. Talked about Winston Davis' defense. We saw a good look right there. Here's a shot at his offense, but he misses the 3, and back comes Fort St. Joe. The Tiger Sharks love to run. Daniels quickly over 3 men, but throws up an air ball. The other side, a rebound and a shot, and a foul. Staying with it was Kyron Bailey, the sophomore. He'll go to the line to try to earn 2.
Bailey hustling down the floor, able to get the weak side rebound on the Daniel miss. Does a nice job faking. That's a terrific move. Gets Casey into the air. Sanders with the contact and the foul. Smart play by a young player, only a sophomore.
And that is foul number 2 on Casey Sanders. We're still in the first quarter with 2.9 to go in quarter number 1.
We've seen 2 Port St. Joe players pump fake and then draw fouls. That's a sign of good coaching and smart playing. Vernon Epinette obviously works with that on his players. They understand the idea of faking to try to draw people in the air and create opportunities to get fouled.
Kyron Bailey gets 1 out of 2, and that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Good first quarter between these 2 teams, very familiar with each other. 11-9, Tampa Prep at the end of 1. Back with more from the Lakeland Center right after this.
When you get up, we're baking. We start at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I'm ready. We bake throughout the day to make sure that the bread is fresh. So we read the paper, we're baking bread. A lot of bread, huh? You walk in the dog, we're baking bread. I've never met a loaf I didn't like. I don't believe I said that. I have a big collection of cookbooks. I love cooking. I love experimenting with recipes. Yeah, I live my work. It's like part of my life. My favorite dirty joke. Yeah, this show business is tough.
One quarter, Tampa Prep leads Fort St. Joe 11-9. Stay tuned for Sports Channel's continued coverage of the FHSAA basketball finals. Coming up next, the Class 4A championship. Miami Monsignor Pace taking on Sebring. We're expecting a big crowd for that one. This place should be rocking. Sports Channel Florida is your home for high school basketball in Florida. In this game, Fort St. Joe coming in ranked number 1 in Class 2A. Tampa Prep coming in ranked number 6. These 2 teams have played now 3 straight times in the Final Four. This is Casey Sanders' last shot at a state championship. He's heading to Duke next year. Also the last chance for Winston Davis, another senior, as is McLean, who has the ball on the baseline. He is blocked nicely by Kedrick Larry. Here come the Tiger Sharks. Daniels behind the back. 3-point attempt. by Lance Larry, who just checked in to start the second quarter. Daniels gets the loose ball. He'll try a three. No. Davis comes down with it. Here's McClain. Back to Cowie. McClain's pass is tipped and stolen.
Don't want to throw straight passes into a man who's got 5 or 6 inches on every defender. Throw it in the air. Let him go get it.
Lance Larry comes off the bench gunning. It's a big three for Port St. Joe and gives the Tiger Sharks the lead at 12-11. First lead of the game for Port St. Joe, and the fans who made the 6-hour trek are on their feet. Casey Sanders answers right back to give Tampa Prep a 1-point lead.
Nice little turnaround jumper by Casey Sanders, soft touch.
Mosey Quinn still can't find the range from that wing, and Alio Frazier at only 5'6" gets the rebound. 5'6" might even be stretching it for the freshman. Here's Cowie missing a three, but McClain the offensive rebound. No good. Rebound Mosey Quinn. Here comes the 5'10" junior off to Daniels. Larry thought about another three. Now he drives in amongst the bigger men and gets it off to Larry. Tedrick misses his shot on the rebound to Tampa Prep. McClain.
Got a limping Caron Bailey. May have turned an ankle on that last possession at the defensive end. That could really pose some problems for Port St. Joe because he's done a solid job trying to defend Casey Sanders.
Davis looking inside. Sanders guarded tightly. And now a foul on the outside called against James Daniels. Or actually, they're going to say Daniels had possession or touched the ball while he was out of bounds. So the Terrapins will maintain possession. No foul called. Tampa Prep brings in Alex Lockhart to replace McClain. And for Port St. Joe, Seneca Chambers comes in. So Port St. Joe has now used everybody on this team, and that's not unusual.
Tampa Prep goes about 7 or 8 deep. Every guy in striped shirts, striped socks.
If you have striped socks on, you get to play.
Except for me.
Well, why not?
Well, I took them off.
Oh, okay. All 11 Tiger Sharks players have been in the game. And the good luck striped socks have worked for the last 3 years and 4 of the last 5 years. We'll see if they work tonight. 13-12, Tampa Prep with the lead and the basketball. Winston Davis, 6'5" senior, gets it out to the freshman, Alio Frazier. Cowie thought about pulling the trigger, but gets across court to Davis, and that quick little move to drive has been called a travel on both sides in this championship.
And that's the second time it's happened to Davis. Didn't think he walked on the first one. Looked like he had a firmly established pivot the first time. That time he made a quicker move. Sometimes when you make a quick move, even if you don't walk, it looks like a walk. The referees call it.
Port St. Joe with a chance to take the lead back down one. Daniels cross courts it. Larry, he's not afraid to take a three. He misses that one. And Tampa Prep with the rebound. Winston Davis surveys the court. And has it stolen. Cedric Larry. And now restolen by Cowie. Looking for help. Gets it from Frazier. Ball all over the place. Alley-oop for Sanders, and he gets fouled as he was thinking about an alley-oop slam, and getting him on the floor was Tremaine Lewis. That's his second foul.
That's a good call. Tremaine Lewis recognizing that he was about to get dunked on a little alley-oop. Pushes off. We'll see him move over the screen right there, and he gets a body on Casey Sanders just enough to move him off path. So he could not catch that lob pass, and the referee made a good call.
Rod Chambers in for Lance Larry for Port St. Joe. Tampa Prep triggers. We must give a fair assessment of the other officials. We gave the officials in the Class A game a hard time. Since then, the officials we saw last night from the Lakeland region and the Orlando region, very solid. And so far, the Fort Pierce guys have done a nice job. So if we're getting criticized, we also have to give our kudos when they do a good job.
Well, it's a tough game to referee. There's no doubt about it. When you have so many kids playing this hard with quickness, it's a tough thing to referee. And in the first game, in the 1A, we saw some overzealous officiating, but since that time, we see officials with a great feel for keeping the game under control, yet allowing these guys to compete.
Alex Lockhart misses the front end of a 1-and-1 after the foul called against Dexter Gadd. Back come the Tiger Sharks. Down 1. Just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Rod Chambers swings it to Seneca Chambers. They are not brothers. Outside. This is a three-point attempt. No good by Kedrick Larry. Casey Sanders with the rebound, but the outlet goes out of bounds.
Sanders did a great job gathering that defensive rebound. That was a shorter rebound, actually. It was a long shot, but it ended up coming off the rim, very close to the rim. He gathered in and tried to outlet it to start a fast break, but it's not easy to outlet to a little guy like Alio Frazier. You know, you can throw it over his head pretty easy.
He's a foot and a half shorter. Well, when you see Casey Sanders out there, we mentioned earlier that the tallest player, and we look at Alio Frazier, he turned his ankle in that semifinal game, and it still may be bothering him as he now comes out of the game. And checking back in is Chris Shuck for Tampa Prep. Casey Sanders is a full 7 inches taller than any player on the Port St. Joe roster. And Port St. Joe's roster comes in and out. You saw that last player go to the bench. That's something we'll see on almost every stoppage of action.
They substitute in waves.
Pass inside, and now looking for it was Daniel. Somehow he gets it off the back of his head. Shot no good, and coming down with the loose ball is Tampa Prep Winston Davis. Ahead to Chris Shuck, and here come the Terrapins. Tampa Prep leading 13-12. Lob inside. Sanders gets it outside. An open look for Davis. No. Rebound going up high. Seneca Chambers, the sophomore.
Nice pass by Casey Sanders. That's a real smart read for a big man. Once he gets trapped, the look opposite. Very sophisticated move for a young big man.
Both teams have had their share of open looks that have gone awry. That's why we're sitting at 13-12 right now with 3:38 and counting left in the half. Port St. Joe likes the up-tempo game, but they've had to play a lot of half-court offense. And there's that move again. We've seen it called both ways. Consistent. Gregory Presley with that call on the traveling against Port St. Joe. 3:30 to go. First half. Back with more from the Lakeland Center. Tampa Prep leading Port St. Joe 13-12. 3:30 to go in this first half of the Class 2A championship game from the Lakeland Center. Tampa Prep, the Terrapins leading Port St. Joe, the Tiger Sharks. And here's a look at the last turnover.
Let's see, his left foot is his pivot foot, and he just pushes off that back foot. That is not a walk, but sometimes when you're quick, you can fool the official.
Good look at that. And we have seen that call both ways. Tampa Prep having trouble getting the inbounds, but now Winston Davis helps out. And now the ball's knocked away. Davis regains control, and he fires it ahead for Casey Sanders. Davis again has the ball slapped away. Quick hands by the Tiger Sharks. Went off a Tampa Prep player and out of bounds. So Port St. Joe with the basketball, chance for the lead, and yet another change in the starting 5, or in the 5 on the court at least. Mosi Quinn back in.
Now, Joe Fenlon has got some nice strategy work, and they lost the ball that time, but he has some bigger people handling the ball. Davis can see over traps, and anytime they're in trouble, Casey Sanders has done a good job of getting open. They can throw higher passes up the floor to break the pressure. So good strategy employed by Tampa Prep.
Daniels gets the offensive rebound off the loose ball, goes up for a shot and gets fouled. So James will go to the line for 2.
Here's Daniel, let one fly off of a drive. Active hands right there, able to grab the ball away from McLean and draw the foul. This team is so persistent. They will keep going after you. Every loose ball that's up for grabs, you will see at least 2 Tiger Sharks going after it. And quickness wins when there's a loose ball usually.
Greg McLean picking up his second foul. Again, Rod Chambers checking back out. Coming back in, Travis Jenkins. Daniels. Can't tie the game with 3:02 to go, but an offensive rebound by Jenkins just into the game. Jenkins gets it back from Kyron Bailey. Now Travis will run the offense. 6'3" junior. Leads the team in assists this year, averaging over 7 a game. Gets it to play Smallwood. Smallwood back to Jenkins. This is Mosi Quinn.
His 2-3 zone has kept The Tiger Sharks on the perimeter, and they've been content to launch threes, and a little extra arc on that one to get it over Casey Sanders' reach.
A lot of offensive rebounds the last few minutes for the Tiger Sharks. Daniels in trouble. Over Sanders, no. Winston Davis finally corrals him for Tampa Prep.
That's why they're shooting threes. They're afraid to get in too tight because they have to shoot the ball so high if they do.
Sanders is fouled before he goes up for the shot. Mosi Quinn gets called for the foul on the help out.
Nice pass into Sanders. Once again, notice how he's got two hands on the ball. He knows they're going to be attacking him once he gets it. This way he's able to still try to complete three-point plays around the basket. It's a very smart way to play if you're a big guy. Shows that he's been well coached, and also shows he's a coachable young man.
Suffering today from the flu, had Coach Fenlon a little worried before the game. Casey's biggest game of his career. McDonald's All-American, second all-time leading scorer in Hillsborough County history. The detailed records aren't there for block shots, but everyone assumes he's the all-time leader in block shots. And he makes one out of two. Tampa Prep leads 14-12. Low-scoring game in the 2A championship. Good move inside by the sophomore Kyron Bailey to get Sanders off his feet on the pump fake and make the basket to tie the game. Now in some trouble, Cowie breaks through a double team and somehow gets it to Davis. Davis crosses it for Shuck. McLean playing with two fouls, high pass. Winston Davis comes down with it. Cowie spinning, shooting left hand no. Jenkins ahead to Daniels. Beautiful feed in the stump. Great outlet by Jenkins, and Daniels puts it home and gets a foul.
Fast break basketball. That's one of the only fast break layups we've seen so far. The Tiger Sharks normally able to run out on people. Winston Davis trying to pursue the play and reject from behind, unable to make a clean play. So we've got a shot at three for James Daniel. He is going right to the rim. Didn't look like there was much contact at all. Seemed to miss him on that swipe, but it's a three-point play. The old-fashioned way.
There you go. First foul on Winston Davis, and Port St. Joe has opened up a 17-14 lead. Three-point is the biggest lead so far for the Tiger Sharks. About to be five as James Daniels stuffs another one home. The Tiger Shark fans are going bananas. They made the 6-hour trip, and they're thinking about a four-peat.
They want to get those spurts. They want to be able to put together some steals back-to-back. They just did. Two fast breaks for layups. Here we see the second one. Winston Davis, in that instance, was not strong enough with the ball, not alert to realize there will be people always trying to steal it. If you relax for a second, it's going to get knocked out of your hands.
We'd like to acknowledge that Dodge and your local Dodge dealers are proud to support high school athletics. Dodge is the official vehicle of the Florida High School Activities Association. Check out the new Dodge at your local Dodge dealer today. 19-14, Port St. Joe on a 7-0 run. Joe Fenlon calling a timeout for Tampa Prep with 1:12 to go in this first half. Tampa Prep led 14-12, now trailing 19-14. Alio Frazier into the offensive end. He has played sparingly in this championship game, bothered by a twisted ankle that he suffered the semifinal win. Cowie to Winston Davis. Frazier has the ball go out, in and out of his hands.
This Port St. Joe team is so impressive. Look at them pursue the ball. They are so quick and aggressive. Great intensity. This is a team that is so well conditioned and well coached at the defensive end.
Showing that tenacity on defense in this set. Davis gets a look and buries it. Big basket for Tampa Prep. Winston Davis has a couple of threes in this game.
And he was open because James Daniel was more concerned about a possible pass into Casey Sanders. Tampa Prep did a nice job moving the ball to the open man for a good look.
Port St. Joe will not hold for one, but why should they? Because there's a three by Travis Jenkins. Back the other way, McLean McClain with 6 seconds left. Tampa Prep needs to be aware of the clock. 3 seconds left. Davis is aware. No good, and that's the horn sounding halftime. Port St. Joe looking for state title number 4 in a row, leading Tampa Prep at the half by 5, 22-17. We'll be back with some halftime activities from the Lakeland Center right after this. You're watching Sports Channel Florida. With a halftime lead over Tampa Prep, 22-17. Todd Callis with Brad Greenberg. And Brad, interesting first half in that it's pretty much the pace Tampa Prep likes, but Port St. Joe is so lethal they can score on you in a hurry.
Well, Tampa Prep was in good control of the game. They were taking care of the basketball. They were getting it inside occasionally, but the key was they weren't turning it over too much. Then all of a sudden, Port St. Joe got feisty, got their hands on some balls. It created some fast break opportunities, and they've opened up this lead at the half. But Tampa Prep has done a solid job. Unfortunate that they had that one bad spurt handling the basketball, and if they can hold off from doing that in the second half, they might be able to get back in the ballgame.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights in the Class 2A championship first half.
Winston Davis has been strong for Tampa Prep in the first half. He's been key in handling the ball against the pressure, and here he knocks down a wide open three, one of the only clear looks they've been able to get all half. For Port St. Joe, they love to run. A turnover created this strong fast break dump. It was a three-point play as a result of a questionable call, but that gave them the momentum. They created a few more turnovers, got a few more easy buckets, and that was enough to open up this 5-point lead.
Look at the team stats at halftime, and bad shooting on both sides, really. You look at those field goal percentages.
But you see at the bottom their turnovers. That is the key. Tampa Prep turns it over 13 times. They've got to keep that down. Can't afford to turn it over against a Port St. Joe team because they're so quick. The easiest way to get fast break field goals is to convert turnovers into fast break opportunities, and Port St. Joe is great at doing that.
Interesting, you saw Tampa Prep hit 4 of their 5 shots from the three-point arc. Winston Davis and Casey Sanders with 6 for Tampa Prep. For Port St. Joe, James Daniels looking for state championship number 4, along with the quartet with 3 points. We're ready for second half action, so come on back and join us as Port St. Joe leads by 5 to break of the 2A title game. Championship game. 22-17, Port St. Joe leading by 5. Very similar game to the 96 championship, the 96-97 championship, when Port St. Joe defeated Tampa Prep 47-43 in that game. That was also a low-scoring contest. Last year, they played a 74-64 game in the semifinal. Every time Port St. Joe has come out on top, and they start the second half with a big three for Mosi Quinn. Mosi couldn't hit in that first half, but he starts out with a big three. They're going to say it's a 2 now. He was on the line. A 2-pointer for Quinn, but nonetheless, that should add some confidence for him because he had been struggling in that first half.
They're going to get a lot of three-point looks. They didn't make too many in the first half. Let's see if they're a little more accurate here in the second half.
Tampa Prep trying to break the streak against Port St. Joe. Cowie in a little danger for a 5-second call. Gets it to Frazier. Alio Frazier, a freshman, playing with a veteran team. 3 other seniors in the starting lineup, 10 out of 15 on the roster are seniors. Cowie is the other underclassman. He's a junior in the starting lineup. McClain outside for Frazier. Pass is stolen by Quinn. Quinn against Frazier all the way. Can't get it to go. McClain the rebound for Tampa Prep. Inside, getting bumped and going up for the shot is Craig McClain. He'll go to the free throw line as he was fouled down low.
McClain hustling at both ends of the floor. He turned the ball over at one end, pursued it, and got involved with the defensive rebound at the other, and then back at his offensive end, able to get free around the hoop and draw the foul.
Craig McClain's brother, Sean, played in that championship game 2 years ago when Port St. Joe won 47-43. Craig says to this day, Sean could not watch that game on tape. He's still upset about it, and he feels like he wants to try and make up for that loss today and represent Tampa Prep with a championship. That's a good brother. You would think. Casey Sanders says, I'm tired of these guys. I feel like we always get here, and can't quite get it done. He said, I feel like the Buffalo Bills. McClade makes it a 24-19 game.
There's that half-court trap we talked about earlier. They're very strong with this. Big and long, and there they go, turning it over. Casey Sanders doing a nice job. It all started with Winston Davis forcing that first pass along the sideline where it was easier to trap.
So Tampa Prep takes over down 5. Brazier gets double teamed. Tries to find Davis, tipped away by Daniels, but out of bounds.
Pressure defense. Both teams have done an outstanding job defensively in this ballgame. That's one of the reasons why we've got a low-scoring affair.
Working so hard to find an opening, but there's one. 6'11", Casey Sanders heading to Duke next year. Gets his 8th point.
Nice job reversing the ball, and then they were able to feed it in real tight to Casey Sanders. And once again, that half-court trap posing problems.
Mosi Quinn, no. Sanders the board. His team down 3 with the basketball. Cowie lob for Sanders. He can't get it to go, but he was pushed on the way up.
Real nice look by Cowie. Terrific job by Sanders. I'm very impressed with how he goes after all these passes thrown to him with 2 hands. Here you see him go. Catch it with 2 hands strong. Didn't bring it down too low. Kept it up high enough to be able to go up quickly and dunk the ball.
Last foul called against Kyron Bailey. His first. Bailey came in for Jermaine Lewis, the other sophomore postman, who's down on the bench with 3 fouls. Sanders can't hit the first free throw. Misses both. Rebound towards St. Joe. Kedrick Larry breaks the pressure. Quinn double team. Larry in some trouble. Bailey finds Quinn. Jump shot over Sanders. Good ball moved by Port St. Joe against that trap. They got it into the middle of the floor and then reversed it. Nice pass by Larry. There's that javelin call against Winston Davis. Back to Port St. Joe. The Tiger Sharks leading by 5. Whichever team can take care of the ball against pressure defense will win this ball game today. The pressure defense shown by the Terrapins. Nice move behind the back to break it. Travis Jenkins finding an open Daniels. James can't hit. Sanders fighting for the board and getting it. Casey Sanders has been a monster on the glass.
That was a real nice rebound. He tapped it to himself, couldn't gather it in on the first jump, so he just controlled that tap and then got it.
Little defensive offense.
That's right, and once again, Cowie making the feed. He's done a good job finding Casey Sanders inside today.
Quinn. They get it back outside, and now resetting is Travis Jenkins. Daniels to Larry. Port St. Joe leading Tampa Prep in the 2A championship game by 3. Real good defensive adjustment by Joe Fenlon. This 1-2-2 is bothering Port St. Joe. Move inside, but now getting rejected is Kedrick Larry. Sanders comes down with a loose ball. I don't think Casey had the block, but he was there to pick up the loose ball. Tampa Prep with the basketball, chance to tie with a 3 or cut it to a 1-point deficit. Alio Frazier guarded by Mosi Quinn. Drives, has the ball knocked away. McClain tries to save it, but steps on the baseline. Turnover to Port St. Joe. 3:52 to go in this third quarter. Timeout on the floor. With the score, the Tiger Sharks 23, the Tiger Sharks 26, the Terrapins 23. Back with more in the 2A championship after this. Port St. Joe leading Tampa Prep by 3 in the third quarter. Remember to tune in to Sports Channel Florida this Friday, March the 12th for Hurricanes baseball action. The Canes host the Princeton Tigers in this week's matchup. Coverage begins at 7 exclusively right here on Sports Channel Florida. The Port St. Joe Tiger Sharks, 7 state titles in their history. Only 2 other schools have won more. Malone with 13, Miami with 17. Tiger Sharks leading by 3. Daniels trying to make it 6. No. Rebound Mercy Twins. And they reset on the outside. Malone reached the Final Four this year in Class A, but was knocked off by Chaminade, breaking the streak of 25 consecutive playoff victories. So Port St. Joe currently owns the longest streak. 3 state titles in a row, looking for number 4, Kendrick Larry, a victory.
Tampa Prep went 2 3-zone that time, and 3-point shots are available against that defense.
Wild for Casey Sanders, broke it up and stolen. Here comes the Tiger Sharks. Jenkins to Gwynn. Gwynn inside 3 points, misses, rebound, Daniel Strong. He goes up, can't get it to go, and Sanders the board. Here comes Tampa Prep, down 6. McLean inside Sanders, loses the ball, goes back up, and brings it in. 25 points for Tampa Prep. Of those, Casey Sanders has a dozen, and the Terrapins lead by 4.
This is the defense that has worked at Tampa Prep. They've covered people better on the perimeter here, but there's a 3, but they've done a much better job guarding 3-point shooters out of their 1-2-2 zone.
You're going to say Craig McLean pushed in the back of Kyron Bailey and picked up a foul. His third. Team foul number 1 for Tampa Prep here in the second half. End of the game for Tampa Prep. College Lockhart. Winston Davis back out. The impressive thing about Port St. Joe and Tampa Prep, not just in that they're meeting once again as James Daniels gets called for travel, not just that they're meeting once again for the 3rd straight year, but that last year Port St. Joe started 3 seniors and Tampa Prep started 4 seniors.
Here we see a foot fake right there, but that time you notice how he changed pivot feet, and as a result, call for the walk. That's a good call.
Loose ball, McLean tied up on the floor, along with Rod Chambers, and the jump ball possession arrow to Tampa Prep. Casey Sanders, the lone starter, coming back for Tampa Prep for this season. James Daniels, the lone starter in last year's championship, coming back to Port St. Joe, although Rod Chambers did start last year, coming off as a 6th man this year. That's interchangeable parts. The 2 teams find themselves right back here. That's a lot of credit for Coach Ben on Epinel.
Definitely. Both of these coaches do an outstanding job. Their teams are well schooled, and here we see a little follow-up dunk. He's got about 7 two-handed dunks in this game.
So if you lose 4 seniors, the guy to keep around would be Sanders, as he has been the man with 14 points. Missed, and a rebound by Winston Davis. Here come the Terrapins with a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. And a whistle.
Tampa Prep has done a nice job defensively. They've been changing their defenses, trying to keep them a little off guard. Here we see a long 3-point attempt by Cowie, and 2-handed offensive rebound put back by Casey Sanders.
Minute 30 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Tampa Prep trailing 2. Davis lob for Sanders. Double, triple teamed and a whistle. Casey hit the deck hard.
Casey Sanders working hard for post-up position. Port St. Joe trying to deny him any move into the post. Here we see a lob pass. The Port St. Joe defenders on him, and a little bit too much contact. When Sanders was airborne, knocks him down, and he gets the foul.
That was a great look with our camera shot there. Casey looking up as players were hovering around him. He said, hey, give me a hand. I'm all right. Just help me up.
Not in this game.
29-27. Port St. Joe with the lead, and Sanders looking for the alley-oop, but a holding call down low. So the previous foul called on Rod Chambers, his first. We'll see if Chambers picked up that one as well. And yes, he did. His second in a matter of 5 seconds.
Chambers trying to keep Casey Sanders from making a hard cut to the front of the rim to catch a lob pass for another dunk. Referees are calling it tight. far as defensive players keeping offensive players from moving to open spots.
Davis had a chance to give Tampa Prep the lead, but his three rolled around and out back the other way. Daniels rejected by Sanders. That gets the Tampa Prep crowd up on their feet. And back comes Cowie, looking for Casey. Casey with some extra motivation and the foul. He is fired up. He said at the beginning of this year he wants to give back to his school. He feels like he's been in a great situation in his high school career, and he felt like to reward his school for all they've done for him, he wanted a state championship for his teammates and his school.
Sanders, watch this rejection. Great timing, clean block. He's long, he's lean, but he's quick into the air. He's made some great blocks around the basket. Look at the follow right there, strong. He's also made great blocks in the semifinal game going out to the corner. So he's got not only the quickest to block shots around the basket, but if he has to rotate out to try to bother a jump shooter, he is quick enough to protect the basket, yet still get out and block shots out of the corner. That is great defensive range.
107 to go, tie game, 107 in the third. Casey continues to struggle from the line, misses that free throw. Back the other way, Port St. Joe throws it away, and the Terrapins with a chance again for the lead. In the game, Jeff Kuntz for the first time for Tampa Prep. He'll give Craig McClain a breather heading into the fourth quarter. Under a minute to go in the third. Tampa Prep has come back after trailing by 5 at the half, and now a whistle and a foul.
Alio Frazier using a lot of real estate to try to get the ball over half court, going sideline to sideline to try to break that pressure. Able to draw a foul, but right now for Port St. Joe, they have got to get a defensive spurt, create some turnovers. They're having trouble scoring in the half court. They need to try to score off of steals. Got to give Tampa Prep a lot of credit. They've handled the ball very well here in the second half.
James Daniels will get an extra breather heading into the quarter break with 54.3 to go. Lance Larry checked in for him. That got foul call on Daniels, his second. Frazier at the line, just a freshman. 14-year-old makes the first. They're 1-1. He gives Tampa Prep a lead at 30 to 29. Frazier's first points of this game did not score in the semifinal victory for Tampa Prep. He was injured in that game against Father Lopez, turning an ankle. Frazier calmly hits both. The freshman has given Tampa Prep a 31-29 lead under a minute to go in the third. Jenkins can get towards St. Joe the lead and does. Travis Jenkins a big three. He has 2 threes for the Tiger Sharks, and they lead by 1. What a Class 2A championship game between these two teams. 6 hours apart, but very familiar with each other. Sanders going strong, no call, gets the shot.
Terrific move, Casey Sanders. One little power dribble to get a little bit closer so we can just get right to the rack and bank it in.
18 for Sanders. Tampa Prep leads by 1 as the teams trade leads in this championship game. Larry thinks about a 3. Thinks about it again. Jenkins will take it. The lefty. Off glass and good. Don't know if he meant it, but it works out. 2-point lead for Port St. Joe, and we're heading to the fourth quarter. The fans from both sides rallying on their teams for what should be an exciting fourth quarter. Come on back and join us on Sports Channel Florida. And Tampa Prep going down to the wire, 2-point basketball game. Be sure to tune in to Sports Channel next Sunday, March the 14th, to catch Devil Rays baseball, first game of the spring training season on Sports Channel Florida, as the Devil Rays host the Cleveland Indians. Coverage begins at 1 o'clock right here on Sports Channel Florida. Wow. Brad Greenberg, 8 minutes ago. These two teams have battled for 3 consecutive years now. Port St. Joe has come away the last 2 years against Tampa Prep. We have another good one between these two.
Terrific ball game. 2 well-coached teams. Good strategies employed by both coaches, and their teams are executing.
Here we go into the fourth quarter. Port St. Joe with the basketball in the lead, looking for state round number 4 in a row and number 8 in their history. 3-pointer, no good. Rebound, Winston Davis, and Tampa Prep takes over with a chance to tie. or take the lead with a three. Cowie guarded by Jenkins. Gets it to McClain. Outside to Davis. Back to McClain. Davis gets the ball knocked away nicely by Daniels. Casey Sanders has it loose. Now Frazier comes up with it. Alio will reset on the outside. Alio Frazier, the freshman, gets it to Cowie. Thought about a three, drives inside, gets it partially blocked, and Port St. Joe comes down with it. Tyron Bailey playing a lot of minutes today for Vernon Epinett, doing a nice job. Three-point attempt from the wing, no good, and a foul underneath called on Frazier. 6:57 to go. Joe Fenwick, not wearing his accustomed attire, usually dressed in that dapper suspender look. He has gone to the basic shirt and tie today against Vernon Epinett. 6:45 to go. Bernstein leading by 2 with the basketball. Vern has won 4 of those 7 state championships in school history. William Dixon a couple, James Bellin won one in 1981. Epinett has 500 career high school victories as a coach.
Port St. Joe trying to spread the floor, get Tampa Prep out of that 1-2-2 zone or a 2-3 zone, make them chase. I would expect to see Tampa Prep go back to that 1-2 and start trapping more up around half court.
Foul called against Andrew Cowie, his second, team foul number 3 on Tampa Prep.
Tampa straight man-to-man right now. See if Port St. Joe tries to hold it out or run their man offense. Looks like they're running their man offense. They reverse the ball quickly usually with some hard cuts to the hoop.
Kedrick Larry against Craig McClain near midcourt. Rod Chambers against Alio Frazier. Travis Jenkins against Andrew Cowie. Vernon Epinett wants a 20 to discuss his offense. 5:45 to go in this ballgame.
We've got a little chess match going on right now between these two coaches. Such a tight ball game. Every possession so crucial to the outcome of this ball game, and these coaches want to make sure their teams understand exactly what they want to do, and that's the reason Vernon Epinett called a 20-second timeout. He wants to make sure they understand how to attack the changing defenses of Tampa Prep.
We'd like to acknowledge that Gatorade is the official sports drink of the FHSAA Florida Finals. Gatorade is also proud to sponsor the FHSAA all-academic teams. Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Is it in you? The Port St. Joe discusses things on the say, who's that guy?
He's a familiar guy. Brother Seth Greenberg, coach at South Florida here, catching the state tournament. He's been all over the state the last 2 days watching the junior college tournament, and today it's high school action.
How about his own tournament? He was busy all week.
Yeah, had a tough game against Cincinnati after winning the opener against Memphis, so he's going to be anxious on Sunday afternoon, still with a shot at a possible NIT bid. Hopefully get a postseason chance this year, but they've got a strong team returning next year.
Port St. Joe in the offensive end. James Daniels reverse layup, giving his team a 4-point lead.
Great patience, waiting for an opportunity, and Daniels so quick along the baseline, able to drive it and reverse.
Tampa Prep down 4 with the basketball. Davis needs help. Pass stolen, intended for Sanders. Tyron Bailey has been big for Vernon Epinett's team. Now, traveling, called against Travis Jenkins.
Speaking of South Florida a little bit, we see Alio Frazier helping create the turnover. The name sounds familiar. Andrick Frazier's younger brother. The look a little different from the dreadlocks to the shaved head, though, but both guys feisty pressure guards.
That's quite a contrast. See that family picture. Definitely. Whistle and a foul.
Contrasting looks, but but similar styles of play. All out aggressiveness, tough defensively, 94 feet, man-to-man toughness.
4:30 to go. Fort St. Joe leading by 4 and a foul on the outside. Chris Shuck picking up his second. Some of the fouls by Tampa Prep haven't made a lot of sense. That one by Shuck and one earlier by Cowie looked like they were almost trying to foul with a lot of time to go. Fort St. Joe, in addition to their basketball championships, a big tradition of sports championships at the school. 14 state titles at Fort St. Joe the last 5 years. Here's a good drive inside and picking up a foul as he goes to the basket is Rod Chambers.
Well, Chambers is so quick attacking the basket. Casey Sanders rushing out to try to guard a potential three-point attempt. He's not quite quick enough to be able to stay with a much smaller player. Casey Sanders trying to get back into the play from out on the perimeter and aggressively trying to swat that shot away, but too much contact.
Chambers against Frazier. Tampa Prep now has 16 fouls. Fort St. Joe will shoot for 1-and-1 on the next foul. And there it is.
Tampa Prep has to chase Fort St. Joe down 4. They know that Fort St. Joe will be very patient, execute their offense, waiting for a good opportunity. And I don't think Joe Fenneman wanted to put them into the bonus yet, but he wanted to make things difficult for Fort St. Joe. Don't allow them any easy passes, but Cowie a little bit too aggressive. Commits one about 40 feet from the hoop.
They committed team fouls numbers 3 through 7 in about 2 minutes. Last few possessions. 4:08 to go. Both teams shooting the 1-on-1 from here on out until they get to 10 team fouls, and then they'll be shooting 2. And Frazier's ankle looks like it's still bothering him as Alex Lockhart checks back in. So to the line is Travis Jenkins, 6'3" junior. Won a basketball state championship last year. Looking for his second. Around and out. Sanders with the rebound. Knocked away nicely by Cedric Larry. James Daniel comes down with it. And Fort St. Joe brings it outside, leading by 4 at the 4-minute mark. Daniels. Bounces it for Larry. Daniels is fouled. He will go to the line for Craig McLean. That's foul number 4. James Daniels, 6'3" senior. 3 basketball championships, 1 baseball championship. Leads the team in scoring, second in rebounding. He is at the line.
70% free throw shooter. Daniels quick to the ball. Quick off the dribble. Just plain quick.
Can't get it to go, and for the second straight time, Tampa Prep can't come down with the rebound. Big series of events here. Fort St. Joe misses the free throws, and Tampa Prep twice has failed to corral the board. 3:48 to go in this game. We'll be back with the rest of the 2A championship game. Fort St. Joe by 4. St. Joe leading Tampa Prep by 4 with 3:48 to go in the game. Remember, sports fans, to log on to SportsChannelFlorida.com for your link to the best coverage of Florida sports. Enter the Hockey Challenge contest, send email to your favorite announcers, links to your favorite teams, and much more. It's all on SportsChannelFlorida.com. Fort St. Joe has missed a couple of free throws in the 1-on-1 situation, but Tampa Prep has not been able to get the rebound. So now the Tiger Sharks maintain a 4-point lead with the ball. Double team, Chambers in some trouble, and a foul is called, and now a technical will be called against Rod Chambers. Right in front of us, Brad, it happened. Davis got the foul, and then afterwards, Chambers gave a little bit of an elbow, and that elbow cost him a tee.
A terrific trap at half court after the timeout. Joe Fenley's brought in that 1-2-2 trap. They've been effective with it all game. Winston Davis did a great job trapping. I thought he actually had tied them up. Didn't look like much of a foul right there. He's got his hands on the ball, but I guess he's got his hands on his head a little bit too. But as you mentioned, Chambers getting a little bit overzealous, trying to free himself from that trap, and as a result, we're going to end up seeing some free throws at the other end after Chambers is missed.
Chambers misses the front end of the 1-and-1, then Chambers gets called for a tee. Nice show of sportsmanship as he goes over and shakes the hand of Winston Davis. And now Tampa Prep's best free throw shooter, Andrew Cowie, at 85% will go to the line. And he will have 2. He makes them both. It's a 2-point game. Cowie hits the first.
Big play. Not only have a chance to get 2 freebies right now, but they get possession, so that's an extra possession. When you're down inside 4 minutes in what is now a 2-point game, you do not want to give your opponent extra possession.
So, 37-35, the crowd who made the trip from I-4 from the Tampa area now gets to their feet as their Terrapins are down 2 to the nemesis from Port St. Joe, who has knocked them out the last 2 years. Tampa Prep with a chance to tie or take the lead. Lob in for Casey. He gets it knocked away beautifully by James Daniels.
Daniels with incredible timing. Sanders went up after it strong with 2 hands, but the timing was such that Daniels was able to knock it loose.
A little bit out of control and losing the handle as Chambers back to Tampa Prep.
Well, we've seen back-to-back turnovers. You've got to get a shot with each possession when you're in this close a ball game.
3:17 to go. Lob in for Casey. Finds a streaking Winston Davis to break the pressure. You see the turnovers, 33 in the game. Tampa Prep with 21 of those. Cowie. Drives baseline, stops into Casey. They swing it out to Davis. Thought about a 3. McClain would have had an open jumper, couldn't find the handle. Davis, left-hand dribble, tied up in a jump ball. Runs in there again.
Daniels' hands, terrific hands, but Tampa Prep will keep the ball. I'd like to see Tampa Prep try to get the ball inside to Casey Sanders this time. They move the ball around, but notice the quick hands right there of Daniels. He's down on the ground for a second, recovers, gets back into play, and he keeps his hands low to be able to reach in and get the ball before Davis is able to pull up and shoot.
2:35. Tampa Prep down 2. Lockhart driving, dishing to McClain. Can't get it to go. Rebound Port St. Joe. Not a good offensive series for Tampa Prep. Down 2. Back come the Tiger Sharks. They're going to try and hold it on the outside. Tampa Prep with 9 team fouls. The next one will be 2 shots for Port St. Joe.
They're trapped in the corner right here. They're in trouble.
Timeout is called wisely in the corner by Rod Chambers. 2:07 to go in the game.
Tampa Prep has 2 terrific trappers. Anytime the ball goes into the corner, if Casey Sanders gets out there, he's just so big and long, it's very difficult to pass around him. And out top, Winston Davis causes the same problem for Port St. Joe.
We'll take a timeout and be back with the rest of the 4th quarter in the 2A championship right after this. Back at the Lakeland Center for the final 2 minutes of the Class 2A championship game. Port St. Joe leading by 2. On the outside, Travis Jenkins. Port St. Joe, good free throw shooters as a team. Not a lot of guys that you look at on the percentages that you would want to foul. Casey Sanders on the outside, guarding Tyron Baylor. Jermaine Lewis, that is, now in the post for Port St. Joe. Travis Jenkins. Jermaine Lewis. James Daniels. Jenkins. You have to have a lot of confidence in your ball handlers to stall this long.
You sure do. Now Tampa Prep forced to match up man-to-man. If they foul, that will be the super bonus for Port St. Joe, which means the guy will go to the line for 2 as opposed to the 1-on-1.
We're down to 1:15 to go in the game. Port St. Joe leading by 2. Playing the stall game on the outside. If they're successful, they could win their 4th consecutive state title. And finally, Alex Lockhart fouls Cedric Larry, who will go to the free throw line.
And if you want to pick a guy to foul, that is not the guy. Larry close to 80% on the year. The best free throw shooter percentage-wise on the team.
1:08 to go. Burnett Epinette looking for his 5th state crown and 4th in a row. Watching his team leading by 3 with 1:08 to go. In
Franklin squad, Todd, excuse me for interrupting there. He's got a team that can press, can run, and then they just show you how they can have the poise to hold the ball out and try to ice the game. Now leading by 4. The clock working in the Tiger Sharks' favor. Tampa Prep with the basketball. We're into the final minute of the 2A championship game. Inside, McLean, good look, gets down, can't get it to fall. That would have been huge. McLean left wide open, a defensive mix-up right there, left him wide open under the hoop. Wasn't able to finish the bucket, but he was able to draw the foul early. He hit onto the line and knocked in both. Has a unique free throw shooting style. But it takes his left hand off the ball. We'll watch it here. But he knocked in 2 earlier.
Jermaine Lewis picked up his 5th foul. He'll have to be replaced. Kyron Bailey comes in. Lewis is back for a couple more years. He's a sophomore. Tampa Prep down 4. We'll watch that unique shooting style for Craig McLean at the line where he hit 73% of his shots.
Watch this free throw form right here. Has that left guide hand just holding the ball very gently on his fingertips and then shoots it really with just that one hand. Takes his guide hand off real early and he's got a nice smooth follow through. All 5s on the clock, 55.5 to go. McLean hits both. Good free throw shooter.
Timeout with 55.5 to go. In 96, Port St. Joe defeated Baker to win the state title. 97, it was Tampa Prep. Last year, Westminster Academy. This year, looking for 4 in a row and 5 out of 6. Names like Tyson Pittman, Doyle Crosby, Des Baxter in the past, and now James Daniels tries to add his name to the legacy known as Tiger Sharks basketball. Vern Epinette has been there for the last 4. They have won 5 in the last 5 years, 4 titles, including 3 straight. He knows he's going to get some full court pressure here, Brad, up 2 with 55 to go.
Real important for his team to be poised right now, meet every pass, pivot, fight pressure, throw crisp passes. Let's see what kind of pressure Tampa Bay puts on him. It's man-to-man right now, but they're going to have to look to create a trap somewhere once the ball goes over half court.
Foul quickly by Craig McLean. That's going to do it for... No, check that. That's on Callie. Callie picks up his 4th. McLean had 4. That foul will be on Andrews. So going to the line is Travis Jenkins.
Prior to the state tournament, Travis Jenkins, 31 for 46 from the free throw line. So if you got to pick somebody who's a pretty good one to pick to put to the line, needs to make 2 to make this a 2-possession ball game.
Buries the first one. Does Travis Jenkins. Tampa Prep brings McLean back in, along with Lockhart, Frazier, and Stuck over the bench.
Stripes on his socks and ice water in his veins.
Travis Jenkins, 6'3" junior, eyes it up. Can't make the second. 3-point basketball game. Tampa Prep with the ball as we tick over 40 to go. Davis against Daniels. Lockhart's got a 3. He'll take it for the tie. No good. Rebound Jenkins. Jenkins ahead of the 4th for Daniels. 3-on-1. But they will pull it out. Larry gets fouled by McLean, and that'll do it for Craig. Good look at the basket. Alex Lockhart had a 3. Had a shot to tie and just hit the back rim and out.
Was left wide open, had a clean look. Looked pretty straight. He had a great angle on it, but it hit the back rim. Good attempt by Lockhart. And then at the offensive end, Daniel showing real patience. Had an opportunity for a 2-on-1, but opted to hold the ball out, run more clock off.
McLean fouls out. His final game at Tampa Prep. Riley Cale. Cale, another senior, coming in for Prep. 3-point game at the line. Kedrick Larry shooting 2. Misses the first. Still a 1-possession game at this point.
No need for Tampa Prep to to have to shoot threes. They can just go down and try to get a quick field goal.
Craig McClain after fouling out now leading the cheers for Tampa Prep. But Port St. Joe just makes it a two-possession game. We're under 20 to go. Prep needs a basket in a hurry. Open look, again Lockhart. This one no good. Rebound loose. Port St. Joe comes down with it, and a quick foul with 11 to go. The Tiger Sharks leading by 4, heading to the free throw line. Joe Fenlon's squad has had a couple of good looks, Brad, but they couldn't get the threes to go, and Port St. Joe with a chance at the line to make it a 6-point game.
Port St. Joe covering the starters, the regulars, a little more aggressively, allowing Lockhart a couple of open looks. Lockhart with the confidence, let him fly. They're good shots. He had to take them, just a little off on each of them.
So a timeout by Tampa Prep with 11 seconds to go. The Terrapins ranked number 6 in Class 2A coming in. Port St. Joe, number 1 in the classification. The Tiger Sharks, time and time again, have made it a very big disappointment for Tampa Prep at the end of the season. Last year in the semis, they ended Tampa Prep season. 2 years ago in the championship. Can they do it for the 3rd straight year and win their 4th straight title?
No fan will be seeing striped socks in his dreams. But he's done a great job. Both coaches terrific. Their teams have played so well today. Tampa Prep in the second half did a great job taking care of the ball. You earlier mentioned they had 21 turnovers in the game. They had 13 at the half, but they've really taken care of the ball very well in the second half to make this a tremendous ball game.
These two teams know each other very well. For Casey Sanders, 11 seconds possibly, unless he can get it into overtime. 11 seconds left in his high school career. 10 of the 15 players on the Tampa Prep roster are seniors. They have been here before. They have seen Port St. Joe before, and each time they have come away watching Port St. Joe celebrate. The Tiger Shark fans making a 6-hour trip, looking for state title number 8 in their history, 3rd all-time in the state. Right now it's Rod Chambers. He has 3 track and field state championships to go along with 2 basketball championships. He misses the free throw.
One thing about 6-hour drives, they seem a lot shorter after a win than they do after a loss. So if they can hold on these 11 seconds, they'll be flying down the turnpike home.
Chambers gets the second. 5-point game with 11 to go. Lob pass is wild. Cowie tries to come down with it. Stolen by Port St. Joe, and that should do it. That should do it for the team from Port St. Joe. They lead by 5 with 6.8 to go. And Vernon Epinette is looking at 4 in a row.
Incredible. Players on your team like James Daniel having been part of 4 state championship teams. Remarkable, and you've got to give a lot of credit to Vernon Epinette. He has got a team that is feisty and fearless and fast.
The great tradition at Port St. Joe continues. The team out of Gulf County, District 3 champion. Started this off in 1969 with their first state crown. Added one in 72, 81, then 94, 96, 97, 98, 99, and Tampa Prep's going to take Casey Sanders out for the final time in his high school career. Nice moment on the sideline as Sanders and Joe Fenlon embrace. Casey's heading to Duke next year, and Port St. Joe adds to the lead. It's now a 7-point game. So Tampa Prep with Winston Davis still in there firing a long 3. That'll do it. Port St. Joe defeats Tampa Prep, and the Tiger Sharks are state champions for the 4th year in a row.
Terrific ball game. Both teams playing so hard. Well-coached teams, tremendously disciplined players. Really a good basketball game. Tough that one team has to lose, especially these two teams that know each other so well, but you've got to give a lot of credit to Port St. Joe, and an amazing accomplishment, 4 straight state championships.
Casey Sanders wraps up his high school career a disappointment, but he brought his team to the Final Four the last 3 years. We'll be back to wrap things up. From the Lakeland Center, Port St. Joe has done it again. The Tiger Sharks 44, the Terrapins 37. Lakeland Center as the crowd converges towards center court. Tampa Prep and Port St. Joe battling it out for the third straight year, and Brad Greenberg, Port St. Joe, comes away with the title again. Casey Sanders finishes up his high school career. What more can you say about the guy? He's going to Duke. He had a terrific career to get here 3 times, but just a little bit short. Again, the nemesis, Port St. Joe.
Well, Casey Sanders is an outstanding prospect, a real defensive force as a shot blocker. Mike Krzyzewski's a good friend. I know he's excited to have a player like that. Mike has had a lot of tremendous players, but he hasn't had too many guys that just get up and reject shots. So Casey could add an element to Duke that they haven't had on their roster for a while. But you got to give tremendous credit to Port St. Joe. These guys really play so hard. They're well coached, and as disappointed as you have to be for a guy like Joe Fenlon and Casey Sanders, you have to be very excited for a guy like Vernon Epinette and his squad for being able to win 4 straight state titles.
James Daniels goes away with his 4th state championship to wrap up his high school career. We had a lot of fun bringing you the 2A championship from the Lakeland Center in the boys' 1998-1999 championship series. Coming up next, it's Class 4A boys basketball action as Miami Monsignor Pace takes on Sebring. That'll be coming right around the corner, so stay tuned for that. For Brad Greenberg and the rest of the Sports Channel crew, I'm Todd Callis. Thanks again for watching once again the final in the 2A championship game. Port St. Joe has made it 4 in a row and 8 in their history as they defeat Tampa Prep 44-37 to take home the 2A crown.
Can you feel the heat?